How do we name figures? By their base shape, right? Look for those, if they give like little symbols, that's where your base shape is. Okay, what is our base shape on number 1? Rectangular, so we get the name of the base shape first, and then we ask ourselves prism or pyramid, which is prism. What is the difference between a prism and a pyramid? Pyramid goes to a point. Okay, what is the base shape on number 2?
Cylinder.
What's the base shape?
Cylinder.
Base shape is a circle. Okay, whenever you see a circle, it has a specific name to it. What's this one? Cylinder. Okay, what is the name of number 3? Sphere. Wow. Sphere, and then what is the name of number 4? What's the base shape? Pentagon, and then prism or pyramid? Yep, pentagonal pyramid. Okay, any questions on naming solids? Okay, always look for its base shape and then go from there. Okay? All right, on that next section, what do the directions tell us to do? Find the surface area. So what are all of our labels going to be? Squared. Okay? Number 5, let's start there. We need to start with what the shape is. Okay, what's its shape? Pyramid or prism? Prism, and we're looking for a surface area. So go to your formula sheet, surface area of a prism. Okay? Okay, what is the formula for surface area of a prism? S equals what? 2b plus ph. Okay, so how do I find capital B?
5 times 5.
Right, find that base shape. We want to find the area. 5 times 5, which is 25. How do I find P? What is P? Perimeter. How do I find it? Add up all the sides. What do we get? 20. And what is the height? 10. Okay, when I'm grading your tests, I'm going to look to see if you have each one of these correct. Okay? And then I'm going to want the formula written out and filled out. Okay? So 2 capital B is 25 plus 20 times 10. Okay? I'm going to check to make sure you have the correct formula and it's filled out correctly. Okay? Guess what? If you have all of that and you somehow get the wrong answer, you only lose 1 point. Okay? But this is very important to have. And then what's the last thing we need to do?
Add it all up.
Solve it, right? What do we guys get for your answer?
450. That's what I probably messed up.
Should get 250 what? Meters squared. Good.
We did that right.
Good job. Okay, looking at number 7, we got to figure out what shape it is before we can figure out what formula to use. What is it?
Triangle.
Triangular what? Prism. So are we using the same formula? Yes. Okay, so we're still using 2 times B plus P times H. Okay. How do I find capital B? Right, base times height divided by 2, which is 8 times 6 divided by 2, so we get 24. Okay, we also need perimeter. How do I find the perimeter of my base? Add up all the sides. 8 plus 6, what's the other one? 10. We get 24. And then what is the height? 12, good. So now we plug it in. 2 times capital B plus P times H. Again, this part is very important for me to see because it shows me how you found all your values. Okay? What did you guys get for your final answer? Yep, 336 what?
Meters squared.
Meters squared. Nice job. All right, moving on to number 9. What shape is it?
Cylinder.
Cylinder, and what are we looking for? Volume or surface area?
Surface area.
surface area, so you go find it on your formula sheet. Can someone read me what that says on your formula sheet? For surface area of a cylinder.
2 pi r times r plus h.
Got it. Yep. So what are the two things that we need to know off of this?
Radius and height.
Radius and height. What is the radius?
4.
4. And the height is?
12.
12. Okay. What's tricky when you only have two things to plug in? Sometimes we plug them in for the wrong part. Okay, so make sure you plug them in the correct spots. When solving this, what do I need to do first? Add them together first. So we have 2 pi times 4 and then times 16. What's next? Yep, and then times 2. What do you get for that? I think it's 128. 128. And then last thing times pi. What'd you get for your final answer? Yep. 402 what? Centimeters squared. Good. If you had a decimal, that's okay too. Okay. All right, last one on the front page is number 11. We need to figure out what shape that is, because can we use the same formula? Right. It is a prism or pyramid? Pyramid, and we're looking for surface area. What is the formula for surface area of a pyramid?
S equals B plus P divided.
Yep. What's tricky, the only thing divided by 2 is this part. Okay, capital B is not a part of the divided by 2. Okay? So, what is the capital B? How do I find it? Yep, 3 times 3, which is 9. Perimeter. Yep, 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. And then, what does this mean? Slant height, which is what? 5.2. Now we plug it all in. We have 9 plus 12 times 5.2 divided by 2. What comes first when solving this? Yep, multiply and then what? Divide and then add. Okay, what do we get for our final answer?
5.7.
Yep, 40. 40 what? Inches squared. Good. Okay, any questions over the front page? No? Okay. Flip to the second page. Number 13. What is the shape on number 13? Cone. And what are we still looking for? Surface area. Okay. So surface area of a cone. What is that formula? Pi r times r plus L. Make sure we're looking at the right formulas. Okay. What are the two things we need to know? Radius and slant height. Good. What is the radius? 5. What is the slant height? 11.2. Just plug it in. When solving, what needs to happen first? Yep, parentheses, and then multiply, and then pi. What'd you guys get for your final answer?
254.4 inches squared.
Yep, inches squared. Okay. Questions on any of the surface area formulas? All right. What happens when we get to number 15? It switches to volume. So what are all of my labels going to be? Cubed. Okay. What is the shape on number 15?
Rectangular prism.
A prism. So look for volume of a prism on your vocab sheet. What is it? BH, not vocab sheet, formula sheet. Capital B, how do I find it?
7 times.
You got it. 7 times 7.
49.
And then how do I find H?
Times
Yep.
196.
So then what's the last thing I need to do with those? Multiply them together. 49 times 4 is
196.
196 kilometers cubed. Good. Okay. What happens when I get to 17?
You add.
Are we still going to use the same formula that we used on 15?
No.
What shape is it?
Triangle.
Prism or pyramid? Prism. So we're still using that volume of a prism, which is V equals capital BH. But what changes? That capital B, right? So what's tricky about this one is there's some extra numbers. So shade in that base shape. What's my base and my height of what I shaded?
14 and 8.4.
Good, 14 and 8.4. Remember, base and height, look for that right angle symbol. That'll tell you which is which. Okay, and then divide by 2. What's 14 times 8.4? And then divided by 2. What'd you get for the capital B?
58.8.
Okay, 58.8. And then last thing we need is the height.
10.
Why is it 10 and not 12?
Because 12 is the sideline.
Right. 10, remember, connects those two bases together. And then what's the last thing we need to do?
10.10.
58.5 times 10. What do we get?
588.
580. Sorry, this is supposed to be 8. 588 what?
Yards cubed.
Yards cubed. Good. All right. What about 19?
It's a cylinder now.
It's a cylinder, and what are we looking for?
Volume.
Volume of a cylinder. So you find it on your on your formula sheet. What is it?
R squared H.
Pi r squared times h. So we need what? Radius is 5. Height is 5. Kind of nice. What do I have to remember to do to the radius? Yep, parentheses because we have to square. Okay. Remember that exponent always comes first. So we have 25 times 5. Get 125 pi. What'd you guys get for your answer? 393. And then what? Meters cubed. Okay. One more to look at on this page is number 21. It's a pyramid, and what are we still looking for? Volume of a pyramid. So we have V equals, go for it,
Divided by 3.
BH divided by 3. Okay. So what is capital B?
9.
Yep, 3 times 3. What is H? 4. So now you just plug it in. 9 times 4 divided by 3. What did you guys get for your answer? It is 12 centimeters cubed. Okay. Last page, go ahead and flip to the back side. What do you notice about the back side?
Circle.
There's a bunch of spheres. Okay, why do you think I put those on there?
Extra practice.
And remember about them? What's the only thing you need to know about spheres?
The radius.
Radius, and then you just plug it in, right? Okay, but first let's look at number 23. What shape is it? Pyramid. Are we still looking for volume? Yes, so we're still using that capital B times H divided by 3. What changes about our capital B? We're going to divide by 2. So we have 8 times 6 divided by 2. And that gives us 24. And then lastly, what's H?
8.
Remember, we want height of the whole thing. So that would be 8. And then you just plug it in. 24 times 8 divided by 3. What'd you guys get for your final answer? 64 feet cubed. Nice job. One more from this section, 25. What shape is that? Cone. What's the formula for volume of a cone? Pi r squared h divided by 3. So what are the two things that we need to know? Radius is what?
4.
4. Height is 11. So we plug it in. Again, I'm not going to walk through the process. We've had a lot of practice. What did you guys get for your final answer? 184 what?
7 cubed.
Centimeters cubed. Okay. Nice job. Any questions before we move on to our last section of spheres? Okay. What is number 27 asking for?
Surface area.
Surface area. Again, what are the only things we need to know about spheres? The radius. Okay, the formula for surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. So what is the radius? 3. Plug it in. 4 pi times 3 squared. I want to talk about something real quick. So what comes first is that exponent. Sometimes when we multiply our numbers together, we get 36, and then we put that as our answer. But what am I missing?
Pi.
Pi, okay? Don't drop pi until you use pi. So what did you guys get for your final answer?
113.
Yep, inches squared. Good. Okay. When you get to 29, what do you notice about the directions? It says leave it with pi. Now, if you happen to solve it like we've been used to, I'm okay with that. Okay, but what that means, leave your answers in pi, it just wants you to stop when you get to this point. Okay, but if you happen to do that part, I'm not going to dock you for it. Okay, but that's what it means when it says leave it in terms of pi. Okay, any questions on that? Okay, last one we're going to talk about is number 31. What is 31 asking for? Volume, and what's its shape? Still a sphere, right? So we have 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. So again, what's the only thing we need to know? Radius, which is 6. Just plug it in. 4 pi times 6 cubed divided by 3. What'd you guys get for your final answer? Yep. I'm gonna round up to 905. And what is our label? Kilometers cubed. And again, what's different about 32 and 34? Leave it in terms of pi. Yep. Okay, any questions on the back side or any of the review? Okay.